If you're a ramen lover, then you're in for a treat. Today we're going to create a bowl of ramen that looks like it came straight out of a Studio Ghibli film. Imagine the rich, aromatic broth, the perfectly cooked noodles, and the vibrant toppings that make your mouth water just by looking at them. Get ready to cook like a Ghibli pro. Let's dive in and bring a bit of that Ghibli magic into our kitchen. The first step to making this enchanting dish is to prepare the broth. First, let's start with our broth. This is the heart and soul of your ramen, so we want to make it as flavorful as possible. Pour some water into a pot, enough to cover all your ingredients, and then some. We want a rich, deep broth that will soak up all the flavors. Add a dash of soy sauce, which will give our broth that umami depth that makes ramen so irresistible. And a splash of mirin. This sweet rice wine will balance out the saltiness of the soy sauce and add a subtle sweetness to our broth. Now drop in a handful of dried seaweed and let it simmer. The seaweed will infuse the broth with a delicate oceanic flavor. Smell that magic brewing? Next, let's talk noodles. Cook your favorite ramen noodles until they're just right. Not too soft, not too firm. It's all about balance, not too soft, not too firm. It's all about balance, just like in a Ghibli tale. The noodles should have a bit of bite to them, but still be tender enough to soak up the broth. Just like in a Ghibli tale, every element of this dish should work in harmony. Now, let's move on to the toppings, which will add color, texture, and even more flavor to our ramen. Now, time for the toppings. This is where you can get creative and add your personal touch to the dish. Slice up some tender chicken, making sure to cut it into thin, even pieces, so it cooks quickly and evenly. Let it sizzle in a pan with a touch of soy sauce and a sprinkle of sugar. This will caramelize the chicken and give it a beautiful, savory, sweet flavor. Hear that sizzle? That's the sound of deliciousness. The chicken should be golden brown and slightly crispy on the edges. Don't forget the veggies. They add not only nutrition, but also a burst of color and freshness to your bowl. Add some bright green spinach, crisp bean sprouts, and a soft boiled egg. The egg should be cooked just enough so that the yolk is still slightly runny. Slice it gently to reveal the golden yolk. Perfection. The yolk will add a rich, creamy texture to the broth. Pour your warm, rich broth over the noodles, making sure every strand is coated with that delicious liquid. Top with those savory slices of chicken and vibrant veggies. The combination of flavors and textures will make every bite a new experience. Finally, sprinkle with chopped green onions for a bit of sharpness and a sheet of nori for that classic ramen touch. And a sheet of nori. The nori will add a subtle briny flavor that ties everything together. And there you have it, a bowl of ramen straight out of a Ghibli film. Every element from the broth to the toppings works together to create a dish that's not only delicious, but also visually stunning. Enjoy every magical bite. Happy cooking. Remember, the magic of Ghibli isn't just in the animation, it's in the love and care you put into every dish. So take your time, enjoy the process, and savor the results.